Hello and welcome to Mr. TripAdvisor. So today I'm showing you a little bit behind the scenes of what we found at the Balmoral Estate. It's about an hour drive, and that's the first problem, from the airport and where the Disney attractions are and where Universal are. So this is a fairly chunky drive. It's two roads, the I-4 and the Highway 27, both of them very busy. So you are going to get stuck in hour traffic there and back each day if you go to any of the attractions. The only ones that are near here is Peppa Pig World and Legoland. If, like us, you may well get sent a pre-email with the codes you need, the code to go through the gate. Well, they're not using the gate anymore, it's not a gated community anymore, so you don't need to worry about that. Then you'll have a code to enter your house. It's all done by PIN numbers, you don't have a key, and you should also have the Wi-Fi number. Unfortunately, both of those were wrong for us, so we had to get a member of staff from the bar to help us sort of break into our house through the sliding doors by the pool. This is the main clubhouse. There isn't a manned office other than between 10 and 5, and then you're relying on an out of hours phone number which seems to go to voicemail. So try and make sure if you're arriving after 5, particularly as this is now on the Virgin list of hotels, that you know where your house is, and definitely that you've got the correct PIN number for the door to get in. Most of the videos for Balmoral on YouTube are either with the Irish chap when he was building this 5-6 years ago, or promotional videos. They don't really represent what it's actually like. They've got a bit of a maintenance crisis here with lots of stuff not being done. So you've got this nice welcome here, which presumably originally was fountains, but actually it's just murky water full of insects, which is just not what you want when you're trying to use the water park or have a drink here. Maintenance issue, a thing that plague you when you're here. You can see the roof here hasn't been fixed on the slides, and unlike all the promotional videos, it's all a bit mouldy and green. There's similar issues with the houses. They're not really prepared or set up for you when you arrive. You can have a long list of DIY that needs to be fixed. They're quite swift at fixing most of them. Our house didn't even have a router, let alone workable Wi-Fi. So it's getting a bit murky today. So we're opposite the clubhouse. I think this is probably one of the areas they were going to be using for weddings, but you can see a storm took away most of the gazebo and it's never been replaced. That's all just broken. You need to watch your step around the park. You're going to find many of the steps are broken or missing. This rusting globe was where it's gas powered sort of barbecue, where they say you can do your s'mores and toast your marshmallows, but it's full of cobwebs and spiders and old masks. I think you'd have to be very careful if you were to use that. You don't blow up Granny. In the videos, this is a really nice little fountain. Now it's a crooked, broken one. So if you're here with children and you want to be able to move around with your buggies or your prams, there's a fair bit of this. There's sort of unfinished repairs to pavements, or they just stop and then you've actually got to walk in the road to get from your house to some of the facilities around here. There are some great views, so unfortunately it's a bit murky today. Behind the houses though, you've pretty much got some tough social housing and a lorry park that can be quite noisy when they're reversing all their bleepers first thing in the morning. If you're around the back here, then you need to be aware that that's quite a lively drinking bingo hall there. That's the other side of the fence. So at the far end here we've got volleyball, and then shortly beyond this bit here we're going to come to the Balmoral Crazy Golf Course. Let's have a look at that. So this is the Crazy Golf Course that is advertised. In the distance there you can see that they're still building the next phase, which is next door to some American football pitches and to some soccer pitches, and it does mean you have lots of groups of teenagers milling around here who've come for a week soccer course or a week football course. There's some really odd things about this. I mean, other than, again, the usual criticism you have of a place where you're spending $300 a night, they just don't do any maintenance. It's just how poor this really is. You know, if you're over here and you look at some of the other crazy golf courses, this is laughable. If you look at the back there is quite a nice swinging chair, but it's all broken. You take your life into your hands if you stood on it. And this one here, you know, don't know what the designers were thinking. So you've got that fantastic view of the lake, and they've built a swinging chair here, which is lovely. This is the only one that's not broken, but if you swing on it and you avoid all the rust and everything, you can just look at the social housing. And later on in the evening you can listen to the people of the social housing. So although this is a playground for children to come and be with their parents and do crazy golf, you've got weird cables that just stick out of the ground. Some of them are sharp, some of them are rusty. So you can't really have children here. It's just simply not safe. Honestly, if you've got $300 a night to spend, stay somewhere near Kissimmee or stay in one of the Disney hotels and keep yourself safe. You won't have to deal with the hour drive over the congestion-ridden I-4 either, because even with today's petrol, it's now over $5 a gallon for diesel. You're going to be spending $20 a day just getting back and forth Balmoral and the 192 Disney area. This is midweek and the bins are emptied on a Friday. So I really hope that's helped you make a decision. The other thing is you do have the option, it's through Virgin, it's £450, about $600 to have the pool heating on. They seem to turn it on when the previous occupiers leave, so when you get here the pool heating has only been on for a few hours, and it actually takes about 3.5 days for the pool to get to whatever temperature you set it to. It's lovely when it gets there, but if you're here for a week, by the time the pool is heated up it's almost time to go home, so that's probably not a good way to spend 450 quid. So please like, share and subscribe, and come back every day for a bit more fun here on Mr. TripAdvisor.